and we've made it halfway through the day. 4 rounds in the books, and we're here at round number 5. We've seen a variety of decks, a lot of creativity coming from players. It was cool to see Atlantean Mermail last round. The last time I was here playing in a YCS at YCS Miami, I was using Atlantean Mermail many years ago, a much different deck, but we have more exciting rounds to come. And, without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get ready to jump into our feature match. Kangas is standing by with our players, so take it away and introduce us who's going to be our round 5 feature match, Kangas.
And for our round 5 feature match in the blue chair from Luquillo, Puerto Rico, wants to shout out his team GMG back home alongside his OTS Tower Games, Abraham Rivera. And his opponent today in the red chair from Springfield, Virginia. He ran into this event after finishing his 4th marathon. Shout out to his OTS Dream Wizard, it's Adam Kritz. Duelists are already on stage, so I'll throw it back to the casters for game number 1.
All right, thank you, Kangas. Some people say Adam is still running. He's apparently been running nonstop. It's kind of like Forrest Gump. I just kept on running, and now he's ran all the way to the feature match stage here, and he's playing a cool deck. That's right, we have FIENDSMITH, AZAMINA FIENDSMITH up against a Bestial Malice deck. So this is going to be an epic matchup. Both players are 4-0. I believe they were at table 8 this round. So, 4 rounds in the books. Starting 4-0, that's like where you start feeling, okay, I actually have a chance to make the top cut of this thing. 4-0, that's a pretty good record.
I don't know, man. Round 1, I'm already thinking I have a pretty good chance of making top cut of this event.
Okay.
But I think this is an interesting choice, right? FIENDSMITH, AZAMINA, definitely. FIENDSMITH, anything is probably good enough to do particularly well, but AZAMINA is a bold choice. There was a lot of support in the most recent set, but I wonder how poorly positioned into the popularity of Bestials that we'll have to see this round as well, with facing the Bestial Malice strategy. A lot of effects that can target your graveyard, and the AZAMINA cards really focus on having some of those effects in the graveyard.
Yeah, it's definitely a deck we haven't seen a ton of, but that could be something that's going to work in his favor, because it's a deck that a lot of people probably haven't prepped for, haven't tested a lot against, and sometimes that can give you an edge in the matchup because you're playing something a little bit surprising. But yeah, Rage of the Abyss really introduced a lot of those AZAMINA cards. We saw Deception of the Sinful Spoils, and obviously the Hollowed AZAMINA, one of the craziest fusion spells, just to come back to your hand by shuffling back an AZAMINA fusion from your field or graveyard, so you're able to use that a couple times in the same turn. And obviously Wanted Seeker of the Sinful Spoils, although since original Sinful Spoils was forbidden, we haven't really seen that card very much, but still an incredibly powerful card in the right kind of deck.
Yeah, the second best option for that card to access was the Deception of the Sinful Spoils, which will get you to the AZAMINA side of the play. And I think most players are familiar with the 2 specific AZAMINA monsters from the extra deck, being Murcielago and Ilya Sylvia, but there are quite a few more that Adam's going to try to take advantage of. I don't think Abraham's going to be prepared for, so we'll see if it's enough to take down the Malice Menace.
Definitely. This is going to be a tough matchup for him, facing one of the decks that is, people thought was going to do well this weekend, being that Malice deck. But I'm excited to see the AZAMINA cards in action. He also has a lot of other cool cards in his deck to really access. I don't know what he's trying to do, but I'm going to learn, watch, and hopefully enjoy this match just with everyone watching at home as well.
I'm going to need him to put on a show for us, because I'm trying to learn what he's trying to do here, too.
Definitely. He has some of my favorite cards of recent releases in his deck as well. Nightmare Apprentice, I'm sure we will see. It's a really cool card that can search any illusion monster, as well as just being able to special summon itself from the hand. That's going to be something I'm going to be looking out for. But it looks like our players are almost ready. The dice are there on the table waiting to be rolled. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. It's game 1 of round 5 of YCS Orlando 2025. Time to see who's going to go first, and it looks like we're going to see 12.
That is a really strong roll here.
Doesn't get much better than that, and yeah, 6
that's
isn't
exactly half. Yeah.
So Abraham is going to be starting. This is going to be our Bestial Malice player, and Malice is a deck that wants to go first.
Malice is also a deck that wants to draw one of its starters. We've seen it have trouble doing that before.
Are you doing draw phase? I'm by.
Oh,
main phase?
Okay, we're allowed to go into the main phase, doing a little Fua check here. And we're starting with the Dormouse.
Yep, normal summon mouse, Dormouse is where you want to be as a mouse player, but that's going to be met by Infinite Impermanence. No cards in the spell and trap card zone, so no fear of anything going to be able to be chained to get it off the field. Going to link it away for Link Decoder. Does he have a Bestial to continue plays?
The namesake of the deck, that's the Bestial Malice deck. He plays enough.
This is why the Bestial cards are so good in Malice, because you can turn that one monster into a Link one, and then banish the Malice from the graveyard. It's going to be Dormouse here, and then you'll be able to special summon it back. So just like that, you go from 1 monster to 3 monsters, and 3 is the magic number to access those Link 3 Malice monsters from the extra deck.
Right, and now, unfortunately, because the Dormouse was stopped here, he's going to likely be forced to go into Red Ransom, and if the Red Ransom is interrupted, it might be a hard stop if there are no further extenders, but if the Ransom is allowed to resolve, then you can essentially get to the remainder of your combo.
Yep, Chain Link 1 Red Ransom, Chain Link 2 Link Decoder is going to help him play around Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. If he had something like Infinite Permanence, it would be good here, but yeah, Droll and Lockbird, not the greatest
I think
card
he's searched
against
every
Malice.
time he's going to do, like, it cuts him off for a few draws, I'd
Yeah,
say.
you lose your draw from White Binder later on. Maybe you're not going to be able to draw with Chessie Cat eventually. But yeah, Droll and Lockbird, strong against the Mitsurugi Razil deck, not as strong against Malice. And now a Link Summon's coming down, who's going to banish the Link Decoder because it's already used its effect. And now this is the cool part. You can make SP Knight to banish your own Malice monster from the graveyard, and then it'll be able to special summon itself back at the cost of 900 life points.
Preserving the Mouse and Underground in hand to get access to the White Rabbit later, or just seeing what happens with this Red Ransom now.
Yeah,
Also, Little Knight being usually an end board piece, able to be easily recycled with the powerful effects of a Link monster like Abaku.
Yep, definitely could come back, and it will also help him protect from effect negation. Red Ransom, when it's banished, not only does it special summon itself, but it also banishes a Cyberse monster from the deck. You can go for something like Dotscaper or just a Malice monster, but it looks like he's going to banish Dotscaper, and if that card's banished, it special summons itself to the field.
Once per duel.
Once per duel. It won't be happening again. Now he's going to send all of them to the
That is a lot of
graveyard.
monsters to send.
Is it going to be a Link 5 or a Link 3?
It looks like he's going straight into White Binder.
Yep, it's going to be White Binder. Now he can banish. Interesting. I might have gone for the
Yeah, I'm a little
White
surprised.
Rabbit instead of the
Yeah.
Dotscaper.
Like he was.
But he still has the Mouse and Underground in his
Yeah.
hand, so maybe he's just saving that for that. He won't be able to draw from White Binder. So he's going to use White Binder on summon to banish Dormouse, so he has a Malice card banished. Won't be able to summon it since he's already summoned it this turn. Now he's going to activate White Binder's effect to set a Malice trap card from the deck to the field.
He hasn't used any of them yet, so I imagine he still will be going for that 06, but he still has not used TB11 yet.
Resolution? Attempt to activate
All right,
Malice and Underground's going to allow him to banish a Malice monster from his hand deck or graveyard.
Mouse card. Will be
Mouse
relevant
card.
later. Will be very relevant later.
Very good point.
There's the White Rabbit. So this is the point that Malice is really comfortable getting to. Once you have the White Binder in your possession as well as the 06 set, everything after this point you're usually okay with. So if you are met with something like Nibiru the Primal Being or your board is dismantled in some capacity, you are able to play on your opponent's turn as long as you have that trap card set up with White Binder in the graveyard. And it looks like White Rabbit here is going to be setting the 07. Just to have that interruption on your opponent's turn, he will not need to be able to use the banish effect from his side on the opponent's turn because it would have been set already.
All right, so he's going to use the GWC 06 to banish the White Binder to summon back Red Ransom from the graveyard. Now he can pay 900 and summon back White Binder, but he will not get to draw thanks to Droll and Lockbird.
This is a little exposed here once you're able to commit all these summons. If there is a Nibiru the Primal Being, you could be cut off very heavily.
And this also plays pretty heavily into something like Nibiru the Primal Being.
Yeah, you're not even able to chain the 07 to anything because of the effect of Droll and Lockbird.
Now a Link summon is going to be performed for Nightmare Griffin.
I'm going to be using that to reset the 06.
Okay, cool. I like it. I like the synergy here. He's going to
get rid of
discard
another-
an extra copy of Malice and Underground he's not going to need to reset.
Unfortunately, no draw still. A lot of draws were cut off here.
Yeah, the Troll actually making more of an impact than usual against Malice.
Just goes to show how free Malice can be.
Baoq out of Supreme Darkness, an incredibly powerful card. During the main phase, quick effect, he can discard a card to either destroy a card in the field or banish itself to the end phase and summon back a lighter dark monster from the graveyard. Gonna discard that Metal Tronus to banish itself and bring back maybe SP Little Knight? No, the Nightmare Griffin, of course.
See, I was wondering if he was going to choose to do the Griffin now or save it for his opponent's turn, but and just have the Little Knight more readily available. But it looks like we are just going to be setting up confidently with the Griffin Baoq. And you still have the 06 set. You have, I believe it was an Impulse set from hand.
Yeah, I mean, if he's discarding the Metal Tronus, which is still an interruption potentially during the opponent's turn, you have to know all of his other cards are probably pretty good.
Yeah. And his opponent just throws his hand back into the deck.
He just picks up and concedes. Doesn't
Yeah.
want to reveal what he's playing. He does have a unique strategy, so there is some
There's for sure merit to
yeah,
hiding as
merit to
much.
concealing what he's trying to do, especially when he's going second. Maybe just doesn't have the right kind of cards to really combat the field there.
I mean, he was down 2 cards already.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, draw and lockbird. Like, even though it is cutting off those draws, you're just stopping the free stuff they're getting anyway. You're not really preventing their strategy from excelling.
And I think that's a bit of the issue of AZAMINA cards specifically, because when you're leaning into something along the lines of the Abel Star or Deception, you're usually spending a card to activate your effect. So if there's any interaction that trades with that effect, you're losing that trade, right? You spend 2 cards into 1 card when you're already down 2 cards. It's very unlikely that you're able to push through.
Definitely. I mean, smart stuff. We've seen even players like Joshua Smith like concede going second really quickly in game 2, just to also save time on the clock, because you know he's not going to be able to play through it, so there's no point in like dilly-dallying, wasting time or anything like that. But
Especially against a deck like Malice.
yeah, and especially when you dive into your side deck, and there's almost every deck in the room this weekend has plenty of side deck cards prepared for the Malice matchup.
We'll likely seeing those cards come in here, but we get to see now, assumingly, what this deck does going first.
That's what I'm here for. I want to see the AZAMINA cards in action. There's also a lot of new AZAMINA cards you mentioned that came out in Supreme Darkness. Saint AZAMINA, one of my favorites. I think it's the Spanish version. It's called Santa. It's a Santa AZAMINA. I love that one. I want to get my hands on one of those. I think it looks pretty cool, but it's a really cool looking card, and it just lets you summon another AZAMINA fusion from your deck, and also reflects damage, and has the unique effect where your opponent can't target their own cards anywhere, including the graveyard, which I think is pretty neat.
Yeah, pretty developed lore boss monster, I'd say.
But, you know, Adam down a game, but not out of it. I mean, we've been talking about the die roll being really important, especially in a matchup against a deck like Malice, because it can do so much going first. And I mean, we've seen Nightmare Griffin all over the place this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we've had so many Malices on the stream already, not because we choose them, because there's that many in the tournament. It's a very popular strategy, and it is a deck that if you have to go second into it and it can play, it is just a rough experience.
It can be. I wonder, he had an infinite impermanence in that game one, right? Or some sort of effect negation used on the Dormouse?
Yes, it was infinite permanence on the Dormouse,
Yeah.
and then followed by the Droll and Lockbird, and it just was not enough.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like any merit to like saving it to hit something like White Binder to cut off access to a trap card potentially later on. Maybe you wouldn't be able to get to GWC06, but that's a tall order. I think he still would have had access to. Oh no, he could have maybe saved it for Red Ransom. No, there's really no way, because if you don't have the Dormouse, the
There's
White
enough
Rabbit,
bodies to keep going.
Yeah,
Like,
the White Rabbit gets you the trap. Yeah, it's tough when you just have that one effect negation. There's really not a key moment you can use it against the Malice strategy.
a lot of those interactions in the hand are not very usable into the Malice matchup. And, like, if cards like Infinite Permanence Effect you really want to use on their first normal summon, because they could cold stop them if they don't have an extender. And then everything after that point, like once they have multiple bodies, they just get to climb into the Link 2s, into the Link 3s, and nothing really matters anymore.
Yeah, Abraham just showing why the Bestials work so well in Malice. Not only are they great to counter the Fiendsmith strategy, the Mitsurugi cards, but they also just advance your own plays when your Dormouse gets stopped. All they got to do is link it away and banish from the graveyard. We're going to see if that's going to happen here in game number 2, as Adam is going to get the opportunity to go first with his AZAMINA Fiendsmith deck. Players are shuffled up and they're ready to duel. So here we go. It's round 5. Ycs Orlando.
We're going into the main phase, checking for any of those Mulcharmies from the hand. Nothing thus far. Starting with Fiendsmith Engraver.
It's not a bad start. Gonna add Fiendsmith's track to the hand. You've seen this before.
Nope.
Now, Fiendsmith track will add Lurie. Discard Fabled Lurie. Fabled Lurie will special summon itself to the field.
We'll see which way this bridges. Will it go into the Wave King High Caesar, or will it go into the sequence play, set up the Desiree, potentially even the Agmande?
Yep, goes into the Requiem. Requiem contribute itself to special summon Fiendsmith Engraver from the deck to the field.
Opted to summon an Engraver and not the Lacrima, huh?
Interesting. Now it looks like he's revealing LZ. This is a brand new card out of Supreme Darkness. You can reveal it from your hand, special summon one White Forester and an AZAMINA monster from your hand. It's an AZAMINA and a White Forest monster, so That works. And now let's see what he's going to use it for.
Oh, he gets the fusion summon immediately.
And is that Mo Regina?
I believe so. So you can target an illusion monster in your graveyard, accept itself, and special summon it. So it will summon back the LZ.
Okay, we're getting to see where this is going. And now, so he uses the LZ for a fusion summon, and now he's going to use it for a synchro summon for Chaos Angel.
That's a light and dark, huh?
Nice, nice. I like to see it.
That's powerful enough to win most games, honestly.
Does the Chaos Angel that can't be affected by monster effects pretty much put him on have to have infinite permanence or something like that?
This deck happens to have access to 07, which does effectively deal with it most of the
A
time.
searchable way to just get rid of the Chaos Angel. Not too bad. All right, now I think he's using the effect of LZ since it was used for a synchro as a synchro material. You can send or you can add one sinful spoils from your deck to your hand. So here we go. We're seeing the synergy already as he added Deception, I believe.
Deception's going to be able to... just going to destroy the Chaos Angel. Okay.
Okay.
I guess he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Deception sends the Chaos Angel. This is an interesting way to get to Deception.
Yeah.
He gets the hollowed AZAMINA.
That might be one of the most expensive Deceptions I've ever seen. But
Hey, I'm interested. This is why he's here. He's 4-0, so he definitely knows what he's doing. The hollowed AZAMINA is going to allow him to reveal and summon the Murasagio. And this will let him add a Sinful Spoils from the deck to his hand. Looks like he's going to probably go for Wanted, I would guess. Yep, Wanted
there's
Seeker of
Wanted.
the Sinful Spoils.
an old favorite.
It's crazy that now Wanted is now an old
Oh,
favorite.
It's been around for a whole year. It was
Time just keeps going.
We're getting older.
I get
don't we?
older every year. Now Wanted's an old card, man. Oh, you see why he didn't get the Lacrima?
Yeah, it was pretty telling that there was a Lacrima in the hand. You normally would summon it off the Requiem.
You
But now
could
we're
see
normal
another
summoning
Chaos Angel come down, maybe.
it. How many does he play?
I mean, he used the first one like it was nothing, so there could be more. And now the Lacrima is going to send Engraver to the graveyard. So now that he has the Hollowed AZAMINA, he can return the card to the deck and add it back to the hand.
Sends back the LZ. We're gonna go Link 2 with the Lacrima.
Cross Sheep.
Okay. We're
I
gonna
like
summon back
it.
the Lacrima.
And add it back to the hand.
Okay. We're
I
gonna
like
summon back
it.
the Chaos Angel. No, we can't summon back Chaos Angel. Okay.
All
I
right,
don't know.
now-
I don't know why you would either, but
Oh, cool. So he uses the Hollowed AZAMINA, chains the Wanted, so he'll be able to still send the Wanted and resolve the Wanted. So cool play here.
go
Goes
for the
into
Ilya
Ilya Silva. Yep, that's going to be able to negate anything. And now since a fusion monster was summoned to a zone that Cross Sheep points to, he'll be able to special summon back a monster from the graveyard.
Low for a lower though, so he's gonna be summoning back the Lacrima. Where do we go from here? Or is that enough?
Okay, I don't think it's enough, right?
I mean,
He has a Wanted draw for sure. Okay, Quips. This is awesome. I hope you at home are enjoying this as much as we are. We're learning with you. So he okay, see, I didn't see this coming either. Cool. So he equips the Requiem, gets to send that to summon the Diabell Star that he added. He still has the Wanted draw coming. Thins his deck out, gets another Wanted out of the deck.
can still go for sequence.
Gonna send Lacrima and Diabell Star to the graveyard for a
Sequence.
sequence in the main monster zone. Okay, cool. Oh no. Oh no. We can see his hand. I don't know if you guys can see Abraham's hand, but I guess that it won't matter too much because of that Ilya
Yeah, the
Silva
Ilya Silva
is
is already
protecting him.
there.
He definitely has some interactions in the hand. So he's going to sequence, put back Fabled Luri and the Mo Regina to make...
The Chimera.
Perfumet. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Perfumet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh.
has to be. We're from the Mythical King of Phantom Beasts.
Oh, he's cooking. He's cooking, and I'm here for it. And so he gets to send a monster from his deck to the graveyard.
Oh, Chaos Betrayer.
Oh, this is where the Chaos Betrayer comes into play. We were talking about this beforehand. It's basically a Chaos monster you can summon from the graveyard.
Yeah, on summon, if it's special summoned, it is able to banish a card from the graveyard as well. But it is
Okay.
banished when it leaves the field when it's summoned by its own effect. But I imagine you're going to be overlaying with it every time. So this is like an interesting way to find your self back at another rank 6. while also setting up the Roof because you haven't used the Engraver's effect in Graveyard yet, have you?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so we're now going to be using the 2 Link monsters to make the
Barbecue. Oh,
okay.
man. I was like, it's not Appaloosa. The sequence is a Fiend, which is the requirements for it. He still has his want to draw once he thins his deck out of enough cards.
Activate Engraver effect.
Yep, and here comes the Engraver effect to summon it from the graveyard.
Yep.
This is interesting. I like it.
Go activate sequence from the Engraver before.
Sequence.
Targeting Engraver. Okay.
Is it going to be Necro Quip?
Sure.
Necro
What level is this?
a 6.
Looks like Abraham thinking about having an interaction here.
I wonder if he has an effect in hand, and that's why he wanted to summon the Necroquip here instead of just keeping the Engraver. There is a Nibiru, which is going to be using the Ycs over here.
Yeah.
Good thing the Hollow AZAMINA has already been used twice at this point.
So it's one less interruption he's going to have to deal with on his turn.
He can summon it back with the Avaku, right? Yeah.
Discarding for
Discarding Ash. Okay. And that will let him draw off the Necroquip?
It's by card effect. I think, yeah, it is. It's the cost, right? Yeah, it only works with cost.
We'll go summon back.
So he's going to summon back the Ilya Silva.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? You want to keep the negate up?
So now he gets to draw from the Necroquip.
And then he'll draw another card from Wanted. Okay, we drew a spell card. Couldn't really tell.
The Bowacue is going to come back as well.
The other card in his hand is, I think, potentially potent enough.
I think the craziest part about this combo is, so he needs the Chaos Angel to target
The light.
Chaos Betrayer. This is so cool.
All right, now that we got the draw off the... Oh, we're using those two. We're keeping the Necroquip, and there's the Caesar.
Yeah, why not keep the Necroquip? It's going to provide you some additional draws, potentially. He still has the Wanted effect. Put back the Deception to the bottom to draw a card.
Okay. The Deception was potentially able to set itself, so opting for the draw instead of having that specific follow-up. But you don't already have another copy of Wanted. And we drew another copy of Ash.
And that's, yeah.
And he used
he
the tabs! So we can take a look here.
This is crazy. Let's go.
What a
Adam.
crazy card to have drawn off the Wanted.
I'm picking Dormouse.
Yeah, let's go for the Dormouse.
I'm going for the Dormouse. All right, so leaving him with
Interesting
GWC
choice.
is like the one trap you don't want to draw, like because it just doesn't like get you advance your game state at all. It requires you to already have a Malice card. The other two you can set and use on your opponent's turn to like get to where you need to go, but GWC 06 not so much.
Yeah, you need to already have a Malice monster in play somewhere so that you can access it. The other two at least either add it to your hand or summon it to the field. And now during the end phase, the Abba can come back, the Caesar setup, and during the draw phase, I will likely see an activation of a very powerful card here.
I think this might have been the most disrespectful use of a Chaos Angel I've ever
Yeah.
seen, but it still led to something like this. This is so cool. Oh, man. He also doesn't need the Ash. The Bowacue can trigger the Necroquip during his opponent's turn as well.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's neat. Is it a concession? It has to be.
I think I...
Yeah, both players just got to
I
do
already
their
conceded.
turn one, and it was enough.
Yeah, I conceded.
Oh, he had anti-spell too.
Yeah, you didn't see that? I was talking about this the whole time. Like, I just kept seeing this because he discarded the Ash instead of the anti-spell. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, I didn't even see the anti-spell.
And he drew back Ash and Tactics. Those were the two draws he got.
Oh, man. That's too good. I like it. You can tell, like, I mean, this is a planned combo. Like, he's 4-0 with this really cool deck, this AZAMINA Fiendsmith. Like, when we usually see, like, AZAMINA White Forest, like, but not usually just AZAMINA and Fiendsmith together. But, yeah, I've never seen a combo like this, and it's pretty fun to watch here. And he's 4-0 for a reason.
I think one of the main things I took away from watching that game there is the power of LZ, right? It accounting for the AZAMINA side as well as the White Forest side, accessing the remainder of your engine, and your opponent will not know where to respond to that. If they just let all those effects walk, look how much resources you got.
Yeah, so much. A lot of draws, too, throughout the whole thing. Maybe like Abraham, or Adam, no, is it Abraham? Yeah, Abraham wishes he could have got that drone lockbird that Adam had in game number 1. That would have been a little helpful.
I think that would have been devastating.
Yeah.
But like, he started with Engraver.
Yeah, that would have been rough, but we'll have to see if he has stuff like drone lockbird in game number 2 when he's going first. But this is when the side deck really comes into play for Adam as well, because like now, even though he's going second and the game one didn't go so great for him at second, he's going to have those copies of Artifact, Lancia more than likely, and you know other things are potential. Chaos Hunter, something that sometimes people use as well. You know, I said it earlier, but that duel was a hootenanny. that was a crazy one.
Both players just being able to just do whatever they want. Like they were dancing for sure.
It's still early in the tournament, but I mean, we also saw like the round before the Atlantean Mermail player kind of doing his thing as well. But I'm glad we got to get these two on the feature match stage. They both are playing exciting decks with some like really cool strategies. And yeah, I'm just a big fan of the AZAMINA cards ever since their release on Enrage of the Abyss. Like Deception of the Sinful Spoils is an incredible card, and he's showing that even though Original's not around anymore, you're still able to make these cards work if you have the right game plan.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of a supplementary engine before, right? Because of how powerful Original was getting you into the Snake Eye card. But now we're seeing more of a pure AZAMINA focus and seeing how much more potential there is in just the actual X-Spec monsters from AZAMINA.
Yeah, I mean, the key card that probably made this deck playable out of Supreme Darkness is going to be that LZ.
Absolutely.
Because it gave him the access to Fusion Summon. Like, Mo Regina usually would cost you, used Hallowed AZAMINA, that would cost you 2 Sinful Spoil cards. But he was actually just able to have the fusion materials properly to summon it. And then it brings back the LZ, so you get the Synchro Summon. So you're getting the monster you need for Deception while searching Deception. We talked about the Chaos Angel just, you know, being fodder for the Deception, but it's just a different way to do the same thing Diabell Star the Black Witch would do, but you don't even need to draw it.
I'm just like, I'm pointing it out. If he just kept the Chaos Angel on the field and then kept the Ash Blossom, he was not outing it.
That might have just been enough anyway, but this was way more fun. And he was able to access the Ilya Silva early enough in his combo that Nibiru the Primal Being was not an issue for him. I mean, when I'm playing a tournament, if I lose to something like that, like I've never seen before, I'm still like, okay, that's pretty cool. I respect that. Especially when you're at 4-0 and if you lose a round, you're still fine. Like, this is something I would be okay losing to. Because at least it's cool.
And you get to like study it now. You'd rather lose to it here than in Top Cut,
True.
where you don't get another chance.
Yep. Definitely the case, but it looks like the players have side decks shuffled up, making sure they get the new life points for game at number 3, and here we go. It's game 3, round 5, YCS Orlando. So glad we're back at the YCS. It felt like it's been too long, you know. Anaheim was
December.
almost like 2 months ago, and now we're here back at it again with some awesome Yu-Gi-Oh action, the greatest trading card game on the planet.
Well, it looks like we are allowed to enter the main phase here. We talked about how many powerful cards there are in the side deck that can tackle the Malice strategy, namely being Artifact Lancia, but we have yet to see that Mulcharming Malice as well that is so powerful in this matchup.
And we know the players are, you know, using it. It was one of the cards everyone was looking for on day 0 here on Friday. But Terraforming for Mouse and Underground, that means this is probably his only way to get access to something like Dormouse.
Yeah, a weaker start for sure, but it's still able to play if there are no responses.
Yep, Mouse and Underground lets you banish a Malice monster from your hand deck or graveyard, so he's going to go for Dormouse. Dormouse is allowed him to pay 300 to summon it. It's definitely the weakest start because, yeah, you've already used your Dormouse effect. You're not going to be able to banish it again to get another monster onto the field.
We've checked 2 things already. Okay. We know there is no Lancia, no Males, but there is a effect failure to completely contest the Dormouse here.
Will it be enough? Does he have... The Bestial doesn't do it anymore this time because he's already banished the Dormouse.
He just needs to be able to normal summon something. I mean, I do...
Does he have Lancia in his hand?
He does have a Lancia.
You guys can't see it at home, but we have like a bit of a wider angle. That's the worst when you draw the card, you just side in to cross it out. I think he has cross out in his hand
potentially useful in the matchup, but yeah.
True.
I think he's going to draw 2, yeah. If he draws any normal summonable Malice, it makes a pretty big difference here.
I can't see.
Oh, I think that might be a usable one. Not the best one, but it's a usable one.
Oh, he drew MTP 07 as well.
Oh, actually, this might be the crazy combo to have drawn, actually. It was Chessy Cat.
It is Chessy Cat.
And will he be activating the Chessy Cat? This might force another interruption. He might be holding off. He doesn't want to banish it.
Link 2 is going to go for the Haggard Lizard Dose and banish Chessy Cat. Looks like that is what he's thinking about. Yep. It's a cost to banish to change the attack of Haggard Lizard Dose to Chessy Cat's attack for the turn. But the main point is he'll be able to pay 300 and special summon back the Chesty Cat from the banishment.
Now we're just going to be linking those two away. Already using both effects in the graveyard. Which one are you even going for here? Red Ransom doesn't really do anything because you've already used Malice and Underground. You have no real way to continue playing.
He has the MTPO7, so maybe he just goes for Red Ransom, set the MTPO7, banish Red Ransom, summon back Red Ransom, banish White Rabbit, summon White Rabbit.
Just have a follow-up in the Malice and Underground.
I mean, this is Malice. Effect Veil and Infinite Permanent's not the strongest against the deck. It's a kind of a gamble whether they're going to be good or not. Looks like he's considering summoning a Baldrake, Bestial Baldrake.
Just trying to extend with it.
Is he going to banish the Effect Veiler or just one of his Malice monsters? Looks like he's just going to go ahead and banish the Chesty Cat.
Interesting, because you're kind of cutting off your follow-up here if you're banishing the ones that are already used up. We'll see what he links into. Is he going to go into the SB Little Knight?
It has to be, right? Because he's already used the Haggard Lizardos. Yep. He's going to banish Red Ransom, just trying to get more monsters on the field. Love this combo.
Really trying to preserve that 07 as an interruption on the opponent's turn. Which I think makes sense.
Makes sense. Whitebinder can reset from the graveyard, though, as well, right?
Yes, but I think he might be choosing to use one of the other ones. And actually, he needs to prioritize finding access to 06, and he will likely still use the effect of White Rabbit to get into TB11, just to get another monster on the field.
True. Yeah. I feel like he has to banish the White Rabbit here.
Yep, there's the White Rabbit.
Red Ransom, so flexible.
Almost came out in defense.
That's impossible. It has no defense. How could it be in defense? All right, now we're gonna see.
He's linking away the SB Little Knight, and he didn't activate the White Rabbit.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
yeah, you know, sometimes
maybe he's just like so used to summoning off like TB11, he thought he couldn't use the effect, but the Whitebinder can still banish the because it's already been summoned, right?
Yeah, like he's out of Malice effects.
Maybe he has all the traps in his hand and we missed it.
You know, we'll have to find out.
Or yeah, because I feel like he'd be able to get access to TB11 and. Interesting. Maybe it was a slight misstep. I mean, as a mouse player myself, I have skipped Whitebinder's effect to set a trap multiple times on accident, and I always scream at myself afterwards, like, "Why didn't you use the effect? You just had to say activate."
I wonder if he just assumed that he would not need one. Like, if he thought he wasn't going to use TB11 this turn.
I think he might have. Maybe playing around evenly match or something. I don't know. I'd rather just have the trap anyway.
Just keeping it in the deck so you can start with the Dormouse next turn.
Maybe he values being able to set a trap during his opponent's turn to be able to have the banishing effect if he needs it. Because if they've been set for a whole turn, you can't banish a card to activate it. So or he could just have it in his hand.
Yeah, so he opted to go for the 06 and then now is using the 06 to banish the Whitebinder.
Summon the White Rabbit?
So this one can now set the TB11 if he chooses to. Okay, look.
I don't know if this was planned or course correcting, but it's interesting.
This is where we're at now.
Maybe by doing it this way, he gets the draw after. Nah, I don't know. I'm gonna stop trying to figure it out. It's all gonna work out for him in the end. It seems like.
If Adam's as confused as we are, then surely he has that going for him.
I mean, his plays are like Nibiru's still like a huge keep card that Adam could have here. Like Malice has the potential to play on Nibiru, but when you start with Malice and Underground, the ability,
never,
it goes way down.
We also know Tactics has already been used. Like there was a desperation play.
Yeah. He's paid 900 plus 1800, so he should be at 5,300.
He used every single Malice effect possible. So yeah, there's going to be the TB11 set off the effect of the Malice White Rabbit. Now Whitebinder will be able to summon himself back and draw a card.
Is it going to be a good one?
Nope. No, sir.
No, sir. Set the card face down. Links away. Is going to be the Nightmare Griffin we've seen so many times.
Here's the Nightmare Griffin.
Indeed it is. So he'll discard to reset and draw. No draw on Lockbird this time, so he's going to be able to get these draws that he missed out on in game number 1. Is that a good one?
that one might have been. But Yeah, Griffin being able to re-access all the extra used Malice Trap cards really helps in this position. It might have all been planned if this was the intention.
I mean, he's been playing really well the whole game, so I'm assuming this was always like his plan. It may not be the plan that we always do, but he has his own game plan in mind.
So yeah, now he's using the effect of Barbecue, choosing what to discard. Going to be discarding another copy of Chessy Cat. Okay, banishing itself to special summon back the Griffin.
It's a funny way just to make sure the Griffin like gets out of the underneath the extra monster zone, just to make sure there's nothing pointing upwards. That's some more cards face down. In phase, the Abawakyu, the Lightless Shadow. Such a huge impact. I think people underestimated how good that card is in pretty much everything. But, like, we've seen Fiendsmith Raziel using it. We've seen Malice using it. It is an incredible, incredible card. I got my quarter century secret rare. You should too. It's so beautiful. It's such a nice card.
And Billy's just been showing off with that one all weekend.
I have. I'm proud. All right, so starting with an infinite permanence on Nightmare Griffin. This is the way he needs to start.
I mean, this is part of the merit of saving Yabakyu to potentially get the Griffin on the field as soon as your opponent has committed more cards, simply because it's harder to deal with cards such like the impermanence.
Something like evenly matched would be helpful right now. He's going to need something going to start with discarding Fiendsmith Engraver to try and add a Fiendsmith card from the deck to the hand.
I mean,
checking for Call by the Graves, maybe.
I think he's just gonna. He has no reason to respond to this. Once Tract is activated, to the activation of Tract, he will chain the 06. So when Tract discards, the White Binder can just banish his entire grave.
Yeah, that's what I love about White Binder. Not only does it like get you access to your traps by banishing like White Rabbit on your opponent's turn, you can, if you're playing against Fiendsmith, you can just banish 3 Light Fiends out of their graveyard, and it can be devastating.
Yeah,
with proper timing, as you mentioned.
Of course. There's also been every single trap card already on the field, so there's no actual need for Abraham to banish any of his Malice monsters in the grave right now.
All right, Diabell starts next.
Yeah, sending the Chaos Betrayer, and then now can't activate its effect on the field.
He can, right? Imperm?
Oh, yeah, he did resolve Imperm.
Yep. So now he can go for Deception of the Sinful Soils, probably. Yep, there's the Deception.
All right, this might provoke a reaction here.
Deception.
Nope. Abraham's just chilling on this one. He's like, sure, Deception Sin.
He's gonna let him.
Is it an Ash Blossom? Oh, he's gonna use a Bawakyu just to destroy it. All right, discards that Lancia. Doesn't. Yeah, see, a Bawakyu is just so versatile, so strong.
All right, there's the Tract, and then we're gonna be chaining the 06.
Yep.
This could lock it up here.
This looks like it is going to be over.
06 will summon back the White Binder, gain 2,300. Tract will resolve, adding likely, looks like Lacrima, and then discarding another copy of Tract.
Because he knows that he'll be able to banish. Smart plays here from Adam, not just walking straight into that White Binder banish. But he's only left with that Crimson Tears.
Yeah, we'll still be going after likely the Fiendsmith Engraver as well as the Chaos Betrayer. Those only live effects in the graveyard. I mean, Fiendsmith Tract would allow you to fusion summon, but I don't think there's going to be enough like material to make that matter. Did he say no effect on the White Binder? He still has the ability to potentially banish it.
And summon it back and do it again later? Yeah.
I don't even know if that's true because everything's been set already. But he still has the effect of 07 just to banish whatever he's going to summon here.
Yeah, I assume what Adam's like trying to do is somehow like get to a Chaos Angel.
Which, I mean, Adam doesn't know that he has 07 already, but that is just an immediate answer.
It's only said by its effect, right? Only said by its effect.
Well, he does have the Chaos Betrayer still, too.
Yeah, which is why I thought it would have been worthwhile to go for the effect of White Binder, because then whatever you get off of the Lacrima doesn't really matter if you just immediately banish it.
Yeah, if it's the only thing in the graveyard also. Like if you banish all the Light Fiends and the Chaos Betrayer.
The game could have just been locked, but now there's a chance here. Adam just has to
Typhon is also still on the menu if he plays it, but chances are extra deck's pretty tight on that one. Yeah. But Typhon would almost break this board. But I mean, he has the MTP07. Adam doesn't know that yet, though. He can kind of assume because he just opted not to go after it at any point.
Yeah,
Abraham doesn't want to drop the ball here at this point in the game. This is his game to lose, essentially.
We'll see how powerful the FIENDSMITH engine can be just with a single Lacrima.
Goes into Requiem.
Requiem is going to use its effect, summon another FIENDSMITH monster from the deck.
Feels like Adam just kind of spinning his wheels here, but you know, yeah. Abraham doesn't. He doesn't want to use anything too early, I guess, until he feels like there's a threat.
Yeah, I mean, he really isn't threatened by anything at this point. If the Requiem is activated, then you might be forced to use your interactions there.
I mean, this is the advantage of playing like an unknown kind of strategy because it kind of throws your opponents off. They don't know the key points to interact.
But this is just FIENDSMITH. All right, we're finally flipping up the 07. Looks like we're going to be banishing that Engraver from the field, which only leaves open the Engraver effect in the graveyard, which can still summon and still send something, so that there's merit to it. But then the Lacrima on the following turn will be the only real way to play.
And the MTP 07 not only will banish a card.
So this is the thing. He does not get to banish the White Binder.
Yeah,
it's been set a whole turn. I assume this is what he was thinking was going to happen.
Okay,
yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah. No, it doesn't banish the White, but can't do this.
No.
Stop.
Uh-oh.
If anyone can hear us, please
wait.
Please no, put that card back on top of his deck.
Please, someone save us.
Please. I know you can hear me out there. Anyone listening, that's not how this works. He would just banish the Engraver, not all these cards from the graveyard, and he wouldn't. Did he shuffle his hand up? No.
Oh, no.
Please, no. No, don't shuffle your hand more.
Oh,
no. Judges, anyone here, if anyone out there can hear me, he cannot banish from NTP 07. It was set already. No, please, someone, before this game ends, please, if anyone out there can hear me, I know you can hear me, guys. Someone out there can hear me. Please, no, not. He had everything in his disposal.
We were looking for a lost condition. I think we found one, but
this is horrendous. I just can't look right now. Please, someone.
Anyone.
Let me try and ping someone. Please.
Okay, so it looks like they're going to try to reverse it now. I hear the judges talking to them.
Oh, man. People just, sometimes they just outplay their stuff. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We just heard someone heard us crying, yes. Our plea. I would say plea over cry.
Yeah.
Even though I did sound a little whiny.
There was only one tear, all right?
Yes, and it has to be a card that lets you draw a card. And he shuffled his hand so much.
There's only 2 cards in hand, I think. Oh, well, I don't know. It looks like 3. So we know that there was a Dormouse added from 07, so it wasn't that.
Maybe it's that.
There should have only been 1 card in his hand previously.
Do people hear me know what we're even talking about? The MTP 7 was set during his turn, so it's been set for a whole turn, which means you can't banish it, and it looks like we're going to be coming back to us, which is fantastic. I love it when we come back to the task while they deal with things, but well, it was almost locked up, but you know that's. I see this. We even saw it like in the last match with the Mermaid Atlantean player. Like sometimes you just have so much advantage that you just outplay yourself. Like
you have to find a lose condition. People do that all the time on stream. You just have to find a way to lose, and this is potentially one of them. Going into that turn with all knowledge that was present, right? When the track was activated and you chained to summon the White Binder, it was fine to get rid of the Betrayer and the Engraver, because even if the last card in hand is Lacrima, you know they will normal summon it, send another Engraver. You've banished every other Light Fiend, so the Engraver can't activate. You use 07, just banish the Lacrima, there is nothing they can do. He will have to pass, and then you just attack for game. It was simple enough, but now you just overthought it because you wanted to get the extra value of the White Binder because you're getting greedy, even though the effects just don't work that way.
Yeah, you just fly too close to the sun, like we saw at round 1 or round 2. When the mouse player just paid too many life points. Like you just have to do one less summon. You don't have to go like full combo. Like Yu-Gi-Oh can be easier. Like you can't overcomplicate things, and people just tend to do this. They don't want to mess up their combo. They want to like make sure they're maximizing, min-maxing everything, but sometimes just just
Yeah,
doing
doing-
the least amount of things as possible to win the game is much more advantageous.
I think that's like the biggest lesson of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is even though you can do so much, the only thing you need to do is the minimum it takes to win. And I think
That's what I'm always about, though. The least amount of summons, the most amount of damage, like...
because it gives your opponent the least amount of interactable points. But what was really noticeable about the last few rounds in this tournament so far, I think a lot of players have been having turns where they have just had 0 interaction from your opponent, which they're just not used to. They've had too many options. And now they're
I don't
getting
know what
lost.
to do when there's no response.
Because this format has been one that's very heavily interacted with. Players are playing a lot of these points interaction from the hand, but we just had a lot of features where there's been some breakers or they're just unfortunate hands where there were no interactions available, so players just got to do whatever they wanted. And some people, they didn't seem as comfortable doing that, or they were a little confused as to how far they should go.
Now, he didn't banish while... Oh, he banished it with MTP7. Oh, hold on. Can you banish your own cards? We might have been wrong. I've never seen anyone do that.
Can you banish your own card with that card?
You can... And if you control Malice, Link Monster, you can banish 1 card in the field. Oh,
Okay.
So that's on
Okay,
us.
that's on
I've
us.
never
Okay.
seen anyone do that. I don't know why you would do that.
Yes, it was a very convoluted way of doing the same thing there.
Okay, so
then.
that's on us, but it's a good thing. A bizarre choice of play. We're still looking at the field so we can see it. So
Our
let's go
bad.
jump.
Our bad.
I guess it's our bad. Yeah, interesting choice there. Apologies.
I guess the Requiem did stay on the field, like as well as the Engraver.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now then we're all in the same good shape now. Bizarre. Well, he's still in worse shape, right?
Yeah, like, is this really where you wanted to be?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen anyone do that. I don't know. Yeah. But here we are. I guess it's on us that he didn't banish his opponent's card. He decided to banish his own card to accomplish something.
It's okay. This is where we're at. It's still a very favorable position to be in. You have the Dormouse. You do have TB11 set as well, so you probably will use that in the end phase just to have another body on the field.
Okay, that's fine.
The Griffin will become live again, so the Lacrima that's summoned off of the effect of Requiem, or even just the Requiem summoned off Lacrima, will not be able to activate its effect.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still baffled by it. Yeah, just... But, yeah, he's going to continue his plays now and use the TB11 to summon White Rabbit. It's hard because, the player audio is solo, and we couldn't hear that that's what he chose to do.
I just don't think this play makes sense.
No, because he didn't.
Yeah.
He definitely flipped up. I'll have to go back and watch it. It looked like he flipped it up and then banished Lightbinder before he added from his deck to his hand, right?
Yes.
That is what
Yeah,
happened. Okay,
yeah,
I'll go back and watch it to see, but I don't know, man.
It's okay. It's okay. This is
Yeah.
where we are. This is where we are.
This is... Yeah, it's definitely one I'm going to want to go back and look at again.
Okay, another copy of Mouse and Underground being activated now that will be able to, again, banish the White Binder or the Red Ransom to just activate his entire graveyard again. Just has to be careful of his own Nightmare Griffin. Paying another 900 here.
And that's going to allow him to summon back the White Binder.
All right, you're going to be able to draw a card off the effect of White Binder, and then White Binder's effect on the field will go after... He could go after his opponent's graveyard, but I think he should... I think he's understanding that the Griffin will cut off any effect that the Lacrima can do. And we know the set is just a deception, right?
Yeah, he just reset the deception, yeah. I mean, this game still should be his, yeah.
All he has
sure.
to do is attack. Gonna go after the 07 so you can shuffle it back with Crifter.
Yeah.
The Ransom will summon itself back and can potentially banish from deck if he wants to. He doesn't. He opts not to. And now activating White Binder's effect to set from the graveyard. Looks like another of 06.
Normal.
Now we're normal summoning Dormouse here. Just going to be able to link away probably 3. Yeah, into the Heart's Cryptor, I'd imagine. There's the Heart's Cryptor.
Time to go to battle.
Yeah, it's activating Lacrima, chaining the impulse, even though there really was no reason. Oh, I guess now that you summon Cryptor in that zone specifically, it could give your opponent a monster zone to link into. But now we're just attacking, and then Cryptor can use its effect on itself to do the last bit of damage.
Okay, he did add with the MTP 07 first and then banish the White Binder. I went back and looked just to make sure so everything is going according to plan. We do apologize because I've never seen anyone play Malice that way, but in the end, he still gets the W, whether it was like in the complicated, confusing manner, but he's still walking away with the win here for Abraham.
Yeah, interesting choice. He also used the effect of 06 to banish the Cryptor, which, I mean, he could have just used Cryptor to banish Cryptor.
I like using the traps to banish Cryptor, and then saving the Cryptor effect where you still use it again later on in the turn, potentially. I'm the same way, but yeah, we do apologize to we just, I've never seen anyone do that with Malice. Like,
I'm just saying, if you're going to use 07 that way, why wouldn't you use Cryptor that way? But it's okay.
It is what it is. Abraham moving away 5-0 with his Malice strategy. But it was really cool to see Adam's AZAMINA combo that he did there in game number 2. It was fun watching it pop off. Unfortunately, game number 3, not enough. I mean, he had just so few cards. Hard to overcome that, enormous board. But also, I mean, shout outs to Abraham showing you there's multiple different ways to play Malice.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how powerful it was through one interruption as well, being able to just power through. Unfortunately, we saw that there was an imprint probably drawn as a 6th card here that would have been